So I realized that I didn't have the music on, like the volume for the music on the entire time. So oops, they were supposed to be, bopping the music in that. So my bad. All right, well, I'm getting my audio, make sure it's not too loud. Anyway, how is everyone? Today is, I almost said Wednesday. No, today is Friday. So if you missed it, we were, the original plan is Johanna was going to be on the channel on Wednesday, but there were a couple things that came up. One, there was massive snow where she was at, and it kind of flip-flopped the timetable. And then we couldn't quite find a time to come back together that day because then I had internet maintenance in my neighborhood. So yay. And we're struggling to find another time between both of our mom schedules and everything else, because you'd think that things would start to slow down, and nope. I have, I swear, taken the kids to all of their appointments this week. It's been chaos, and we have a couple more next week, so it's all good though. Anyway, but all of that to say is we will be getting it rescheduled here shortly. It's just a matter of finding. Sorry, I just noticed that I got a bunch of pencil on the side, and my ADHD is kicking in, and I see it, and I'm like, I need to stop. I'm here to stream, not to be all OCD about my page. Anyway, so we are still working on the time, so when we get that figured out, we will do that. So anyway, but it's Friday here, and we're live. I'm going to go through our highs and hellos in a little bit, but if you missed the community post, because I don't think I said it on stream last time we were here, if we don't finish this today, which I highly doubt we are, if we don't finish this today, we're going to go live again tomorrow. Because if you're following along, I don't want to leave you hanging for Johanna's contest. So if you have been following along, her Mossy Isles contest is the last day. Thank you, Angela. The last day to turn it in is going to be the 27th. So my goal was to finish it up today and tomorrow so that you guys can get yours turned in, because I know there's at least a handful of you that have messaged me and are doing along also. So thank you for that. It's always so cool to see follow-alongs. But so that is the plan. So we'll be doing I can't even call it an impromptu Saturday stream, because impromptu means I didn't plan it, and I did plan it, and that's the plan. All right, let's do our hellos first. Let's see. All right, so today's question of the day is, for those that celebrate Thanksgiving, what is your traditional main food dish? Turkey, ham, I think some people do tofurkey, or now we just go out for burgers, or go Christmas Story style where they go out for Chinese after the neighborhood dogs steal the turkey. All right, so let's see. Cece, good morning. Mona, good morning. Turkey's always ours for Thanksgiving. Yeah, that's saved for ours. Usually we'll either do turkey or ham for Christmas, but turkey is always Thanksgiving. Let's see. Natalie, hello. Christine, hello. Christine says turkey as well. Let's see. Oh, I should have done a poll, turkey, ham, something else. Let's see. Natalie. I'm trying to miss anyway. Christine, hello. Let's see. Okay, I did say. I'm wait a minute. Did I say hi to Cece? Cece, you were the first person, but you get a second hello. Hi, Cece. Hi, Kim. Let's see. Angela, good afternoon for you. I always think good afternoon, good evening, and good night from, what was that one with Jim Carrey? Truman Show. Let's see. Angela, Kim, Leanne. Good morning, Leanne. Britt, hello. 2 birthdays and an anniversary done. Nice, Christine. I feel you on that one. We've had a lot of stuff going on lately. Definitely not involving those holidays, but kind of, sort of, maybe. Let's see. Kara, hello. Scrolling down, trying not to miss anyone. Let's see. Kara says, we already had ham until I got married. Our family didn't like turkey until my hubby cooked it. Oh, that's nice. You know what's funny? Is until I got together with Steve, I had never done breakfast for dinner. That wasn't a thing. Granted, I grew up in a much larger family, so we also didn't ever drink milk with dinner. Milk was strictly a morning thing because we were a larger family and milk's expensive. So yeah. Let's see. Sam, hello. Britt says, just turkey and the traditional meal. I don't know why, but I read that as the traditional mess. And I'm wait a minute. Let's see. I must wake up. The snow this morning is currently 36 or 34 degrees and everything is white. No snow here. I wish. The kids would lose their mind. They had a special, event going on at one of the schools today, and there was fake snow involved, and little Emily was lamenting that she couldn't play in it because it was at a different location. But I told Steve, I was like, we need to find, because we moved here after Christmas, so this is actually our first Christmas in this area. So I told Steve, I was like, we need to find whatever Christmassy kind of events, because where we lived before, perfect for families. There were always events going on. They might be a little too old for Santa, I don't know, but we need to find some sort of activity. You know, maybe we'll get lucky and it'll snow, but we're also further south than we used to be, and it's Texas. So, I mean, to put it mildly, it was in 30s something this morning, which is great, but it's going to be 83 this afternoon. So, yeah, snow's probably not going to happen, but, you know, we can dream. Let's see, Trey, let's see, Dawn, oh, I don't think I said hi. Hi, Dawn. Let's see, I'm going to answer your question. It's about to come in a moment. Okay. Let's see, Rain. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dawn. Yeah, sometimes you can feel kind of cruddy after that, but just rest up, lots of fluid, take it easy. Let's see, finally cool off with the high will be 60, nice. Snow in the UK this week. Hi, Marcy. Yeah, I guess the snow was pretty intense over there. And I know Colorado had like a brief snow thing last week, but we have a lot to do. Turkey wings or original turkey. Oh, nice. We have a lot to get done today. I finished up this top portion like we had talked about because it was all black and it was just basically what we did over here. Now we're heading into this area, and I talked about how I want to overlay some of the clouds. So what I think we're going to do first, because this cloud is going to be going in front of here, but we've got this stuff here. So this part here, well, I guess first of all, do we want to, I still feel like I want to turn this into additional moss rather than water. Like, because that's how I initially saw it, and I kind of like the idea of hanging moss. But either way, we need to color this portion here first because the clouds are going to go over the top. So we need to make sure that we have everything that's going to be going underneath that might slightly show through the cloud. We need to have finished. So first things first, we're going to take care of this thing. Then we're going to work on, we have to finish off the blue background. Snow could be blue, that's fair. And then we're going to work on the clouds. Now, as far as the clouds are concerned, I told you that sometimes when I am driving around, like if I see a cool cloud, I take a picture of it for reference later. So this is one of them, which I really like. I'm kind of hoping, yeah, it's sort of adjusted. But do you see how it's got these very different darks here, and there's a lot of shape to this cloud. I don't know specifically if there's any cloud experts or meteorologists in chat, feel free to let me know. I don't know if it's a cumulus cloud. I used to know my clouds like to a T, but now we don't. Anyway, so this is gonna be kind of what we're going for, and there's a lot of shape to it. So since we're adding that much detail, I want to, ooh, that sounds good. You see, mac and cheese has never been one that we did traditionally. But like I said, first things first, we need to do this part here because the cloud is going to go over it. So this overhanging here, then the rest of the sky, then the clouds, then the rest of the page. That is the order that we're going. I feel like there was, I was gonna say, so this is the iron that I've been telling you guys about that I've been using. It's on right now, but it's got this stand so I can handle it. It is warm. With my fingers nice and toasty. But this is the iron that I've been using to iron the page. It doesn't get super hot. This does not work for like transferring vinyl if you want to get something like this too, but I did add a command for it, and I put the link in the description because we're going to be using it. I already used it like a ton on this page because we added so much water up there. But anyway, if you type in chat !iron, the link for this will pop up. It's an HTV Rant brand, but I really like it, especially for ironing the pages because it's not too hot. I have it on the highest setting 3, and that seems to work. Now, keep in mind, I do use an additional piece of computer paper over the top of it, just like our lovely Barbara suggested, but I have found that it's very nice. Ooh, nice, Trey. Yeah, I'm thinking, because Steve and little Steve don't like pie, and I still have yet to perfect the pie crust for my gluten-free stuff. I need to do more research. So I was actually thinking about making Boston cream pie for dessert this year because they'd like that. Thank you. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we're gonna dive straight in because we have a lot to do. You guys would be proud of me. Over the weekend, I put away pencils. It was very exciting. Hi, Kenny. Hi, Renee. Oh, and just so you guys know, for squares, there has not been time. When I say the amount of appointments I had to take the kids to this week, turns out little Steve needs glasses. They had their well checks. We had their flu shots. Like, it was every single day. In fact, I'm pretty sure the schools were rolling their eyes because they didn't have any appointments for next week when we're all on Thanksgiving break. And so I had to pull them out of school a bunch this week to go to all these appointments. Anyway, long story short, I've had time to put away pencils. That's what I've had time for. But those that had their squares done, I did put them all up. And then I have a list of about 5 or 6 that need updates. I think there's 2 new squares and some with charms. So fingers crossed. Almost all. Almost all. I've got some Crayolas here that I need to put away still. I did reorganize. Hang on. Hold up. I'm gonna grab it. Okay, so I have this little spinny tin that goes on my desk, and I had a bunch of random pencils. I know, I feel bad because I'm like, oh yeah, 1 to 2 weeks. I told Steve, like, I have these plans of what I want to do for Christmas. Like the kids' advent calendars this year, I want to get creative, and I don't want to just put, you know, the tiny little toy that, like, trash and whatever, that, you know, get trashed afterwards. And so I've been trying to brainstorm what I can do for it. And my idea is I want to make like tiny felt ornaments, because the boxes can only hold something that's like 1 inch by 1 inch. That's the idea. In reality, I have no idea if I'm going to have it done by December 1st, because I haven't even started. So, you know, there's a lot of theory that happens. But I was pleased with this because whenever I send out my orders or my mail, I'm always using like the glitter gel pens to sign my name or write any note. And then like I've got my regular pens. So I cleared this out and I put all my special gel pens that I use for sending things out. Regular pens. I got, this one is like a swag pen for an art event. Anyway, and then I've got, you know, stickles and whatnot. But I did reorganize that too. And I'm like, well, at the very least, I can have everything cleaned up, I guess. So, like I said, I stopped doing the sticker club thinking, I don't have time. Surely if I eliminate the sticker club, I'll have more time. I'm still waiting. Oh, thanks, Trey. I'm still waiting for that time to happen. So, but next week, the kids only have 2 appointments. We've got to go to the dentist, and we're going to go get little Steve's new glasses, and then we'll have Thanksgiving. But one of the reasons I'm actually, hold on, let's get coloring, because I could just keep chatting and we need to dive in. So we're gonna do some white paint on here, and then because I want to do this like moss. So that's the thing, is I have done that, but it's just like when it cooks, I don't know if I'm cooking it too long, because I'm cooking it like I would, because I use a Betty Crocker recipe, and I just substitute out my, you know, gluten-free flour, but it just ends up too dense, and it's just not as flaky as I would like. So I need to experiment with it. I don't remember what I was saying. Anyway, the point is things are super busy, and so yeah, I'm hoping. Oh, that's what it was. The other thing I have on my list is I am working on. I decided that we're going to start with this designer white gouache. Hi, Celeste. Hi, Jeanette. Right, Durbin? That's exactly it. I was looking at my analytics from when I did that week-long stream, because beginning of a new month, you can kind of view all of that. And I was just like, oh, wow, like my analytics were fabulous. And I'm like, clearly it means if I stream more, I'll have better viewer retention and you know, income from like ads and everything. And it was great. But like, that was so hard to schedule and to like get done on time. And I'm like, so, you know, streaming every day is great in theory if there's time, which unsurprisingly there is not. So I'm getting rid of the fish because I want to do this like moss. And actually there's a lot of paint on here, so we may spread this around just a little bit. But we're going to need it to, we're going to use the heat gun to dry it. Hang on, we're going to clean the brush. We're going to pick up just a little bit of it. I still want it to be white, but it doesn't have to be so white that it's like really thick. It'll take longer to dry that way. But I mentioned to you guys I was working on some winter-themed bookmarks, which I still am, but I decided those are actually going to be the free download for members. Oh, I love it, Jeanette. Do turkey and ham, and everyone looks mostly forward to leftovers and homemade soups made with the turkey. And, oh, I could see it. I made potato soup again. The kids love it, and like it has vegetables in it that little Steve will eat. So I'm just like, yes. So we've had it like 3 times in the last like 30 days. Oh, yes, please, Renee, because I love pumpkin pie, but I have just been consistently disappointed with the normal crust. I'm great. I can make that super easy, but gluten-free, I am struggling. Using cornbread recipe to make every year, make it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Let's see. Hi, Marilyn. So anyway, the winter bookmarks are going to be for the free download for members. I'm going to dry this real quick. I'm going to keep talking, but if it's too loud. Sorry, there was something on the cord. I was just moving it. All right, we're going to dry this. So, but the other thing is that I want to release in the Etsy store. I realized, so I have an advent calendar in my Etsy store, but I had an idea for a new one, and I want to do actually 2 of them. Oh, they're super cute. I don't have my iPad in here with me right now. It's in the other room, but they're super cute. I love them. Okay, that actually is dry super quick, so that will work. So like I said, we don't need the whole thing completely covered, but I did want it enough to where we can easily cover it up. So let's see. Oop, that's the wrong chart. I was putting out, like I said, I was putting away pencils, so I have a bunch of charts, but that's the Black Widow chart because that was the last one that I put away. Okay, let's see. That's Crayola, Loomies. There it is, Pablos. So yeah, I want to make 2 new advent calendars, and I'm gonna like, you can either get them individually or as a bundle, but obviously like you'd save money if you get the bundle. But I want to do like a traditional advent calendar where it's, you know, like gingerbread and, you know, Christmas things and yada, yada, yada. But then the other one is I want to do like winter florals or flowers that bloom in winter. Anyway, so I'm working on that one. I have it all sketched out. I just need to finish drawing it. Let's see. Broccoli casserole. Oh, the kids are really into, I made a broccoli cheddar soup. Oh, I'll have to look. Use mixed turnips with potatoes. Wonder if it'd be good in a soup just to get, you could. Also, like probably parsnips too. Wait, yeah, parsnips, because they're like the white carrots. That could totally work. All right, so first things first, the moss, it's gonna be similar to these green ones here. We're getting a little bit of light glare because it's a little bit shiny, so that's why if you don't see any like shine when I take the photos, it's because I arrange them specifically and move the lamp so that it's not in the way. All right, so let's go ahead for our lightest color. Obviously, we're definitely gonna use moss green. I did not put away the pencils that we've been using. We just need to find, see, it's olive black, olive, see, moss green. Okay, so definitely moss green. And then let's do light green, I think. You couldn't tell? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, because they absolutely love it. Like, I know this kind of makes it more of a corn chowder when you do it, but my grandmother, whenever she made it, she always put corn in her potato soup, and I absolutely love it because it gives like these little pockets of like mild sweetness from the corn, and it's super, super good. Okay, we're gonna get dark green, and then of course we'll have our black, and let's leave it there for a minute. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, that's right, with Black Friday. I haven't looked for art stuff because usually when it gets this time of the year, I don't get myself too many things. I think Steve had gotten a birthday gift card from my parents, and he was saving it because we wanted to, you know, we've been talking about that air fryer, and he wants one too. And so he was saving it to put it towards an air fryer, and there was a Black Friday sale. I didn't confirm with him. I don't know if he ordered it, but I did get something. So, you know, the kids are at a point where they don't, you know, they're not doing doll houses or anything anymore. This is light green that I'm using. And so, you know, big gifts are different. They already have bikes, they already have, you know, game systems kind of thing. But one of the things they asked for was a hammock. And so I have been keeping an eye out for one of those. I've had one like saved on my Amazon wish list and stuff, but I was doing research on it last night, and I was able to find a good one. Plus, it was on sale with Black Friday, and I had saved specifically one of my Amazon gift cards that I get from like when you guys use my links or anything. I was able to save that, and so between that and the Black Friday sales, I think the whole hammock cost me like $12, and I was like, yes, big gift, taken care of, huzzah. The beige Posca for, oh, really? You know, that's actually one of the Poscas I don't have yet. Corn and carrots to your potato soup, right? It's so good. Grown-up children, all based on leek and potato. Yes, there's a really good leek and parsnip soup that I do. I think it's from Betty Crocker. And I'm gonna give this a little bit of a sharpen. And I think it's also, if I remember correctly, there's like tomato paste in it or something. Like it's got a tomato sort of base. I can't talk. Words are hard. Hi, Callie. But yeah, so I think I'm going to do that. And then I have a stuffing that I make from scratch. So I've really just been doing, you know, planning what meals we want to do. We already have the turkey, so I actually need to put that. That's another question. How early, if you have a frozen turkey ahead of time, how early do you guys put your frozen turkeys in the fridge to thaw by Thanksgiving? Because I don't do like a brine or anything with mine, so I'll cook it on the day. But my plan is to take it out this weekend, so actually probably tomorrow. But how early? It's not a huge turkey. It's not a huge one. I don't remember how many pounds it is. But how early do you guys take your turkeys out? Because I'm like almost wondering if I should take it out like today. 4 days to thaw completely. Oh, okay. So let's see. Thanksgiving falls on the 28th. Okay, so yeah, this weekend. So like Sunday. Maybe 4. Yeah, it depends on the size. Yeah, because it's not a huge one, because it's just us 4. And hi, Kelly. I don't know if I totally missed you coming in. Sorry about that. The fridge, Saturday, Sunday, keep in the fridge. I'm getting ours out of my parents' freezer on Sunday. Okay, cool. Yeah, because usually the turkey, like, we tend to forget about, like, just getting it in general. And because we usually do our grocery shopping on Sundays, but they were having a sale on the turkeys, and I was just like, yes, please. It was like $1 something a pound, which usually we're spending quite a bit more on a turkey. So I snagged it, and we have a fridge in the garage, so it's in our outside freezer right now. And then I was going to swap it over. That being said, having a garage, like we didn't have a garage freezer before, because this one, it was the fridge that we already owned, but when we moved in here, there was already a fridge here, so we didn't need one. And I was just like, well, all right, now we got a garage fridge. We're one of those cool ones. Sent via Instagram. Perfect, thank you. Still partially frozen Wednesday night. I'll do water bath to finish it. No, that's fair, that's fair. I'm not gonna do anything too fancy with it, just your standard, you know, butter, onions. Sometimes I like to put apple slices in there if I'm feeling extra fancy, add just a hint of sweetness. It's pretty good. But yeah, so we'll do turkey, we'll do the stuffing, lots of traditional stuff. One of the things that I add to mine though, because the whole family loves them, is I make gluten-free onion rings. And so I'll probably add those to the mix. Okay, also, and I don't know if it's just a social media thing, but I'm gonna use my eraser real quick. A teeny tiny little bit here. I keep coming across videos of people making their own butter. I like turkey and stuffing, love it. Making their own butter, and it seems really easy. Have you guys made your own butter before? Is it worth the effort? I feel like I wouldn't get the salt portion correct. But it's also kind of cool because then they add like their flavor butters and everything. I don't know. It seems neat. And then they always say save your whey. What would I save whey for? Like you can put it in recipes, but I've never cooked with whey. So what kind of recipes can you put it in? Was a preschool teacher? Oh, made butter? Oh, that's awesome. 20-pound turkey, and we're going to cut it up into a brine for 3 days and roast it. Ooh. You just need to dry. Yeah, because you shake it, right? I just don't know how much salt to use. And I want to get a new brand of heavy cream. Usually, because the grocery stores we have here are H-E-B, usually we get our groceries from there and the brand is just an H-E-B brand. But I swear, like, we picked up some cream for the potato soup this week, and it wasn't supposed to, the expiration date was like on the 30th. But I open it up and it was like solidified and did not smell great. Like it was a brand new bottle. So I told Steve, I was just like, yeah, I want to get a different, I'm going to actually kind of shape this just a little bit. I want to get a different brand of cream this time around because I did not like that. Okay, let's go ahead and use a little bit. You know what? I'm just going to fill the rest of this in, actually. I know I have that light green, but I want it to be darker. So now we're going to go with our dark green. Let's see. Shook it in a jar. Kerrygold, it's European. You take already made butter and make it flavored. There's recipes out there. Ah, okay, well that works. That's easier. Shake it till your arm falls off. I feel like I'd probably use a mixer. Used to shake it for an hour, pass it around when I got tired. Oh, I love that. Make a lot of compound butters. Yeah, it definitely interests me, but also like the reality of would I have time to make homemade butter? Probably not, but I thought it might actually be a good time to practice too, because the stuffing that I make calls for unsalted butter, so I could just make butter and then not have to worry about putting the salt in at all. Project for kids, you might as well buy butter. Yes, possibly. Oh my gosh, Callie, yes, we need one of those. That would be amazing. Just get it. I can use a paint mixer at home. I mean, I've mixed plenty of paint. But yeah, so I have lots of plans of things that I want to do, and I am just waiting to have the time to do said things. However, I did get some Christmas decorations up. I have not, so I have the tree up, and I have some garland on it, but we haven't decorated yet. Again, time. Also because I haven't put the lights on because I need to go through the lights. You know, every year there's always like burnt out light bulbs and everything. I need to figure out which ones are bad because I don't want to just buy a whole new string if I don't have to. We have like 5 strings. So surely between those 5 strings of lights, I can string together and move bulbs around to have at least 2 solid strings of lights. Yep, pretty much. I mean, I barely have time to shower during the day, but boy howdy, I'll make time for butter. Ooh, Amish roll butter. I bet that's really good. Right, because I've done whipped cream. I usually do homemade whipped cream because I can control the amount of sugar that's in it because I try and keep that minimal. But yeah. It's like 3 pounds of butter. That's amazing. That's amazing. I am excited though. I mean, it's good food and the kids really enjoy it and everything. So turkey, gravy, mashed potatoes, onion rings, green bean casserole. I can make a gluten-free green bean casserole because I make the onion rings, and then those, you know, the French fried onions. That's just kind of what it is. You did your kids, yeah. So lots of fun coming up. Yeah, a lot of our big stuff is done, but yeah, there are just not enough hours in the day. That's what I've come to the conclusion. I just need more time. Also, more of me. Has anybody in chat perfected cloning yet? Because I could use that. Right, Kara? I don't think there's any. I mean, because that's mostly Pennsylvania, isn't it? I don't think there's any Amish communities in Texas, but who knows? Maybe. It would be nice, though, if it snowed. I think the kids would be absolutely thrilled, but I think we're just going to be too far south, but who knows? Maybe we'll have another snowpocalypse. Anything could happen. For sure, perfect. Sweet. All right, Kim, if you could lend me your cloning machine, that would be great. Right? Yeah. Exactly, Leanne. And that's the thing is we always forget to get the turkey, which is why I got it early, because then you kind of like, you've limited options for your turkeys. You get like last pick of the litter, you know, like it's just, you get the turkeys no one wanted. Like, oh, okay. Oh gosh. But yeah, it'll be nice though, because short of the appointments, Steve has Thursday, Friday, and Saturday off, so we'll have some time here, and hopefully we can get some quality time in with the kids and everything. Oh my gosh, yes, please. That would be amazing. The fried pies at Canton are amazing. Ooh, that does sound nice. It's called children, mini clones. Put them to work, but they can't cook a turkey, and they can't. I can't put them to work making their own ornaments. I just need more of me. That's all it is. So I've been brainstorming, more creative. I realized last year that our advent calendars were turning into mini stockings. Like, I was spending more to fill the advent calendars than it would cost to just get like one of those $30 ones. And even in past years when we've got like the Pokemon themed ones with the little figures, do they play with those Pokemon ones? Very rarely. Like, yes, it's exciting to open, but I think I want to shoot for something that's a less, more like kind of like, oh, this is cute or exciting. Like, do little ornaments that they can hang on the little tree, or, and occasionally throw a quarter in one of the things because they lose their minds over a quarter. So yeah, I need to brainstorm some more, but I've been screenshotting a lot of things, writing ideas down. So I'm hoping I can make something that I want to do. Well, not when it's what they're opening in their advent calendar. And it's just like, oh, well, do we really even need an advent calendar? Every year since they've been old enough to understand what Christmas is, they've had an advent calendar. And so what am I going to be like? Nope, kiddos, no advent calendar this year. Mama's had no time. You kidding me? This is why I do all the things. I couldn't handle like their sad faces when their poor advent calendars are empty. Teleporter's a little trouble. Yeah. Your ornaments that we accumulated over the years of making theming trees since kid. Right, okay, so I saw this thing going around. Have you guys heard on social media? It's called Tacky Christmas. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. It's called Tacky Christmas versus something themed. And as it turns out, it's what I've been doing for years, and I don't understand why it's such a bad thing. This is a Prismacolor white, by the way. The idea is mix and match ornaments with colored lights. And I'm like, well, dang, man, that tacky Christmas is what I do. I don't know how that's tacky. I like to have the ornaments with memories, right? Rather than just some cookie cutter, pink themed whatever. For the main family Christmas tree, it's meant to have the multicolored lights and, the ornaments that are memories. Right, Renee? That's exactly what it is. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Yeah, I don't theme it. Although, let's see, we're going to use khaki green. Yeah, we're going to use khaki green. Although, since I don't have the ornaments on the tree yet, little Emily was saying how they, obviously I'm going to let them, put the ornaments on the tree. That's just kind of how it works. She's like, well, can we help? And I'm like, of course you can. And she's like, good, because I want to do like a theme. She's old enough to like, it's not just, oh yeah, we're going to throw them all in a clump. She wants to organize it this year. I'm like, oh, that's fine. I'm like, you can make whatever theme you want out of the ornaments we have. I'm not going to go get a bunch of new ornaments for a theme. So we can use the ones we have. Plus, we'll have a little one for upstairs, which used to be our small Christmas tree. So, they'll get to do 2 of them. Right, Leanne? Like, why is this an issue? You're good, Kara, and hello. Wait, what did Barbara say? Hold on. What did I miss? Anytime I did it first year as in married. Right, everything is brand new. Going to Paris next week. Oh, I love that. Oh, you're going to have so much fun. I meant to grab the black. All right, because I want to get this just a little bit darker here because the left side is the shaded part. Okay, we might add some more up here later when we get the rest of this, but it's not really relevant in the moment. We mostly needed to get this here because we're going to layer our clouds over it. Let's actually get just a little bit of, let's see, this is Van Dyke Brown. We're going to give it a quick sharpen because I want to just go along the edges here where maybe I didn't get it right up to the line. Hubby's 1970 original Star Wars toys and kiddos toys haven't. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's what I should have done. Oh man. But yeah, so I have ideas for ornaments and stuff. I just need to find the time to plan out and kind of get them cut out and everything. I thought it'd be really cute to make Hobbit ornaments, like each of the Hobbits' heads, have like curly brown hair. And I definitely didn't just snap the edge of that lid. Definitely not. Nothing. But that's what I want to focus on this week. So we're going to stream we're going to stream on Saturday morning to finish this up. And then Sunday, I'm hoping I can get the kiddos out and get everybody ready to go and go do some family pictures because I want to get those done and finished. And where did I put my brush? I was using it. There it is. Let's see. Right? Right, Michelle? Yes. Yeah, no snap here. All right. So now we've done the moss. We're going to zoom out a little bit because our next step is to finish the blue down here. So we had to go in order about how things are going to layer. This had to be done before we did the clouds because the clouds are going to go on top. But the sky has to be done before the clouds because then the clouds are going to go on top of that as well. So I did catch up all the way down to here. I feel like that music is a little loud. Is it a little loud? I'll turn it down just a skosh. There we go. Oh, thank you, Barbara. Yeah, so we did this half on stream and then I caught up on this other top half here. But it was the museums, the Caran museums that we use, the watercolor pencils for that. We have 2 trees, one color coordinated red, silver, and glass with white lights. Second one was everything else collected, right? Yeah. So the little one, I think I have some red and white ones that will be the theme for the little one. And then I have a teeny tiny tree that I actually want to put here. I realized I still had my Happy Halloween chalkboard. I have not updated that. So there, I just put a painting there for now, but I have a plan for a tiny little Christmas tree I want to put back here. Also, bye Dawn, thanks for being here. Thank you, Ronnie. Question. Obviously, I put up the Christmas tree up a little bit early, but the world sucks right now and I want joy, and the Christmas tree brings that. But here's my next question. Oh wait, ignoring what? What did I miss? Oh, thanks, Kim. What did I miss? Ignoring what? Okay, I totally missed it. Oh, next year, send me a theme for the advent calendars. I'll have Bob print. Oh, that'd be so, oh, thank you. See, that's what I need. I need a 3D printer. Yes, definitely send a theme. Sorry, I totally missed that. It's all right, Jeanette. You know, I said that when I started it, I was going to be like, oh, this is what we'll do for the year. Well, here we are, 2024, and we're heading into December, but we still have, I mean, these are here, and I've got 5 or 6 on deck. Hi, B. 5 or 6 on deck to add to it. But I mean, right now, we've got, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, plus like 6 more. So we have about, no, wait, 2 more squares than we have things. So we've got about 35, 36 up there right now, which can make a decent size. But I also know there's a lot of you that don't have, you know, all your charms. I think what we'll do when it gets closer is when the, like, because I can see who has points and who's here regularly. So I think once the, like the names slow down, like the new squares slow down, and because, you know, everybody's getting their charms, and then about when everybody that, you know, has clearly wanted to do it has charms, then we may wrap it up. Or we could just keep going until we reach certain X number of squares. I need to look at my plan for the layout of the quilt again, because we also have, and here we'll switch over to this one. We also have, let's see, I've got them all in a drawer here. So obviously we have the green and purple for the squares, but I also have these ones here, which are going to be like the in-between squares. I didn't want to, right, Barbara? It's awesome. I need to do a few more. I didn't want to do anything with a pattern like this busy with the names because I thought it would take away, but I thought these would be a good like accent color in the middle. 3 weeks to get your last charms. No, yeah, I think we'll just keep it going since everybody seems to be loving it, and I want everybody to have a chance to get a square or whatever else. Right? That's what I'm thinking. So we'll just keep going. We'll just keep going for a while and be like, all right, well, I think it's time now. All right. So if you missed it at the beginning, we talked a little bit about the background. Here in just a second, we're going to finish the blue in the back. And then what else we're going to work on is, this is kind of our inspiration for the cloud, something very puffy, something with dark, something with light. And that is what we're going to work with. Now, have I ever done something exactly like this? Absolutely not. So we'll see how it goes. Could be a disaster, but Need to look up how to get one then. Oh, for the squares, let's see. I'll look you up, Jeanette, and let me see. Let's see. Jeanette, because I have to type in the name like exactly. But Jeanette Del Bar, let's see. How close are you? Jeanette Del Bar. Oh, actually, Jeanette, you're at 4,525. You should have enough. So I believe, I'm having a look because I don't quite remember. Yeah, you could get a hand-stitched one or a vinyl one at this point. So then if you want to redeem, if you type in, oh yeah, right there, the loyalty. So the exclamation point loyalty, that link, go there. You're gonna log into Streamlabs with your email that's attached to your YouTube. Good morning, Della. And then from there, it will register how many points you have, and then you can quote unquote shop for your square or for your charms or anything. So yeah, you're golden, you're there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the rest of the blue here, and then we'll do the clouds. And like I said, we are finishing it this week. Whatever we don't finish today, we're gonna finish during tomorrow's live stream. And because it'll be the weekend and Steve will be here, I won't have to be quite as strict on my ending time because I'm trying. Where is my list of? Oh, there it is. Okay, so Saturday. Let's see, Renee is streaming at noon my time. So we may go a little bit early on Saturday. See, I've got my handy dandy chart. This is so handy now. So yeah, we'll go in the morning. I'll get it scheduled because it'll all depend on how much more we have to do. But yeah, we'll go before Renee tomorrow. Hey, man, this has saved me so many times. The amount of times I probably would have asked Shannon by now of like, hey, who's streaming? But I was like, all right, that's enough. I got to figure it out. All right, so I'm just going to turn this just a little bit, and we're going to zoom out so you guys can see everything that I'm doing. Okay, so if you want to catch up on what we did for the background already, we did the black part over here on the last stream. So the idea is, have you ever seen like those videos of where, oh, have fun, Kara, wear gloves, don't get blisters. Comic-Con convention, Brooke. Oh, that sounds so fun. Brooke, are you dressing up for the Comic-Con convention? And if so, what are you dressing up as? So like I said, we use the museums here. And so the idea is when you're looking at those videos of the balloons going up into space, when they leave the Earth's atmosphere and head up into space, there's this transition between, you know, normal blue sky, and honestly, there's not usually clouds, but we're having fun with it. There's clouds. Normal blue sky, and it fades into space. So when we're done with the background completely, we'll be adding stars up here in the black. I figured they're floating islands. Who says that it's not floating super high up in the sky? Okay, this is dangerous. So I have this old spaghetti sauce jar as my water cup today, and multiple times my brain has, like, before I've reached for it, has reached for it to take a sip. That's fair, Brooke. That's fair. All right, so like I said, we're going to work on this bottom part here. We finished that off. Now we're going to do this. So if you missed it last time, for the entirety of it, we are using, again, these are the Caran Museum. So we have the ivory black, we have Payne's gray, and then we've got night blue, middle cobalt blue, and light cobalt blue. So those are the ones that we have been using. We're going to be using the white gouache for our clouds. And then, yeah, we're going to go from there. So let's go ahead and grab the second to lightest one we're using. Now there are other blues. This was an amazing birthday gift from Renee. This is the, let's see, what was it? It was the marine assortment. So there are lots of blues. And when we started this, we tested out the blues in the back, and we talked about the difference between cool blues and warm blues and why we chose what we did. So those are the colors that we went with from that set. So let's see, let's get this. Where is my handheld sharpener? There it is. Okay. I'll just make a bunch of, I'll do an album of random tunes that Emily sings when she's streaming. All right, so middle cobalt blue. I'm not too worried about the shaping exactly around the clouds because this is all going to go over with white anyway. Yes, a few of these have overlapped the leaves, but again, not as big of a deal. So we're just going to go around. Of course, we've got a cloud there. And one of the things that I did, because when it's open, it kind of curves over the top. So I want to lift it while we're doing it so the paper lays as flat as possible so we can get kind of a smooth transition. And we're going to be adding water to this. So even if it's a little bit streaky with the pencils, it should all level out. Hang on one second. To clear my throat, but I'm like all paranoid now. What happened last time? Always got to make sure it's completely muted. Okay, so we're going to do the same over here. And actually, I'm going to get this right up. If you can see here, some of this hasn't touched right up against the... Oh, I'm so sorry, Leanne. I'm going to get right up close to these mountains. Press a little bit harder because clearly we've already had some blue on here. But I have a tendency, I'll realize like after I'm done streaming, because I was maybe not paying close enough attention or I was going too fast, that sometimes I'll leave out areas that are like right along the edge, and so it ends up not looking quite as smooth as I would have liked. So we're gonna fill this in. Sorry, message, I had to check real quick. All right. Now, it's a little bit harder when you get close to the edge of the page, so you can change direction or hold the page down or whatever you need to do. So these are going to overlap one another, so we're going to bring this down. Okay. Like I said, we were wanting just a smooth transition of blue from dark to light. Kind of coloring on the side, not pressing too hard. So I know I have Pablos in the title, but I probably should include that we are using the museums as well. Okay, so now, what am I missing? Oh, oh yeah, I've had that. Oh wait, what did I miss? What did Kenny say? What, Kenny? Yeah, Kenny's rolling in it. You gotta get a square, Kenny. Well, I mean, you don't have to, but. All right, so light cobalt blue. Looks like I had planned for a cloud. Where did I do it? I think it was just along here. It looks like I might have just had it here, but we'll extend the size of it. There we go. Yeah, it's not like it's a requirement for anybody to do it. Absolutely don't have to. I mean, goodness sakes, Nightbot has a ton, but I actually really like leaving Nightbots unredeemed because it gives me a gauge on like how much is actually possible to earn. Because Nightbot has timers, so, you know, it regularly pops up messages. Not usually. Yeah, that would do it, Jeanette. That would do it. Oof, yeah, I've done that before, Durbin. Thanks, Kara. Okay, so we're going to zoom back out so you guys can see. So I'm pretty happy with that blue now. We will touch up the blue once we have our clouds in. So let's go ahead and see how well this is going to work. So I just got my water, I got a little rag, and we are just going to, let's do a bit more water. We are going to activate that a bit. Now, if you want to do touch-ups, you can always grab the paint directly from your pencil, which we will probably do. I mean, you could do the same with like a watercolor palette, but I do like being able to put the pencil directly to paper. And then, like I said, once we have the clouds done, we can touch up any blue parts that we want that are darker. Okay, so now we're gonna get our heat gun. Yeah, Artex is pretty good, actually. Oh, and also, I don't have the date for you guys yet, but probably within the next month or so, we're going to be doing a collaboration with Grazia Salvo, and there may or may not be some chances for a giveaway or two. So file that one away. Like I said, I don't have an exact date yet. As time goes on, I will have more information for you. But if you enjoy Grazia Salvo's illustrations, stay tuned. All right, let's see. It's still a little bit damp. We're going to be using the iron here in a minute. No, that's okay, B. Do you have on the Streamlabs thing, are you logged in through your email that you use for YouTube? If not, because I'm terrible with remembering, if not, send me an email or a message on Instagram. Facebook's fine too. I just don't always check that one right away. When is Black Friday? A lot of places have started doing Black Friday already. Like Amazon has got some Black Friday sales, but generally it's going to be after Thanksgiving, so it'll be like on Friday. But I don't know, Black Friday isn't what it used to be, because like I distinctly remember waiting in line at Walmart at like 6 a.m. with my mom to get my sewing machine, which I still use. But it is nice that I can look on Amazon for some things I was already going to get the kids. All right, so I got a sheet of paper here. This is the one I was using last night. I got my little mini iron here, which is absolutely perfect for ironing the pages. And it's nice because I don't have to bring out the big old chunky one. So when I use wet medium on the coloring book, because it is not watercolor paper, after our lovely Barbara shared this technique with us, I was like, yes, please. So that's what we're doing. Let's see. I have enough points at first, then I leave and come back and it works. Oh, that's good. Yeah, it depends on the paper. Okay, that's pretty good. Just trying to get the buckling out so that it is even. So I still want to touch up some more. Oh, this part needs it too. I still want to touch up some more on the sky, but I need to wait to do that until after we have the clouds down. So here in just a moment, we're going to jump in on doing those clouds. But I want to get rid of, thank you, yeah, mini iron. I was like, I need to just add this as a link because this is going to be a regular fixture of our streams because it's super handy. I keep it out like I keep the heat gun out. You judge back with us. I don't know if I should go with Faber-Castell or Caran d'Ache or Derwent. Derwent, well, if you mean light fast, yeah. If I was to choose a harder one, probably Faber-Castell, honestly. Plus, they're a bit more budget friendly. Right? It's so cute. I had hoped that I could transfer vinyl with it, but it just doesn't get hot enough for vinyl. Yeah. This is the mini iron. And it comes with a little stand. And I can actually, like, I can hold it on the stand. Like, it's not so hot. Granted, if I were to hold the iron exactly, I would most definitely burn myself. But the stand makes it so I can just keep it on the desk while I'm working on it. Yes, I dried it first with heat gun because if you don't dry it first with the heat gun, if your paper is really damp, I mean, it's an iron, so it's going to flatten it. And if your paper is too wet and it buckles too much, when you run the iron of it, you could get a crease in your paper. So, oh, Michelle, I totally missed you. Hi, Michelle. Totally missed that. Hang on. Oh, there you are. Oh, and the mini iron. I'm clearly entirely oblivious of chat today, so I apologize. Yeah, it's super handy. Okay, it is now time for our white, this is going to be the Winsor Newton. Okay, deep breath, try our words again. It is going to be the Winsor & Newton white gouache, but it is the permanent white gouache. So I have my little basket here of my favorite gouaches. There is this is the zinc white. Where did I put my other one? Anyway, it looks like this, but it's permanent white, and that is the one that is less likely to have, oh my God, it's right here. It's right here, guys. My eyes are not working. Anyway, permanent white gouache of the Winsor & Newton designer. That is my favorite for putting white over the top. Let's see, careful with heat guns or iron. Some paper has a glossy coating. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can turn the page over and dry it on the other side. If it's too damp, the paper will stick on the white sheet. And yes, also what Barbara said. So yeah, make sure your page is completely dry before you iron it. It may seem like it's an easy way to like skip that last step, but it could end in disaster. Sounds good, Michelle. I know how that works. All right, so I used one of these little heart containers that came from a diamond painting because it just seemed perfect for me to always have some white gouache on hand. It does dry, but before stream, I used my little spray bottle here and I sprayed it a few times, filled it up with about like a millimeter or two of, I should do that. There is a link for it in the description, I believe, but I should grab a link for that. With a millimeter or two of white, and then by the time stream has started, it's absorbed some of that white and become very soft on top. So that is what I am using for that. But yeah, it's the Winsor & Newton Designers Permanent White Gouache. It's matte, it's more opaque, it's just, yeah, it's super handy. Megan, oh, Megan, I'm so sorry. You do not need to apologize at all. That is a lot, and I'm so sorry. I wish we could all be there to give you a massive hug. Lots of love sent from all over the world. Just take your time. Just process. Do what helps you feel better. I'm so sorry, Megan. That cannot be easy. Yes, what Britt said. Let's see. So for the brush, I think we'll just use this one, which is the number 4 round Winsor & Newton Cotman. You guys, I can't talk today. And we're just going to go ahead and add in the shape using the white. Yes, lots of distractions. So, and I also am not going to cover up those butterflies because I want to leave them. I want to color those ones. So it's nice. This is so super thick. I'm just kind of dabbing more so than just painting straight across. If you guys missed it, let me pull up the picture again. This is kind of a cloud that we're going for. With the dark on the top, a little darker on the left-hand side from where the sun is going. We're consistently making this the darker side, so it's going to be lighter on this, but this is what we're going for. So we're going to start with getting, we're going to start, sorry, you used the, oh my God, I can't talk. You used the word decant, and my brain stopped for a minute, and then I was like, I like it. But no, so a while back, I've been using the little mini heart from the diamond painting thing because it's just a simple little thing, and I always end up squirting out some on whatever palette I have, and then it dries out and whatever, but this has a little lid, and then I spray it before stream so it has time to soften up. So now it's like nice and thick. So I'm just kind of, since we're just working on this cloud for now, I can zoom in and then we'll move over. Yeah, sprayed it with water. And then I can always add a little bit more water from my jar to it, but it just makes it so I'm not working with straight up dry paint. Yeah, words are super hard. I struggle with words. Okay, so I'm doing not like a straight line. I want to do kind of texture. Why is my phone going off? Yeah, we're good. Just have to make sure it's not the kids. Okay, so this cloud we intended on it going in front. Yes, in front. So that means that we are going to carry this over, and we're going to go over the areas that we already painted. Okay. Now, I'm going to thin this out a little bit so you can still see the mountain. Now the nice thing is, since I used pencil on these mountains and not watercolor, there'll be a little bit of transfer, but not a ton. So we're going to thin out the border of that just a little bit. If you were to use watercolor or water soluble pencils under this, then it would be kind of smearing and moving around, which is not what we want. And in fact, we're going to lighten this even more and on the edges because I want it to be kind of wispy. Oh no, be careful. That is watercolor, Emily. What are you doing? I'm smearing it. Sounds good, Barbara. Have fun. Right? The dabbing thing works out so well. All right, so we just have a clean brush here. I'm just softening the edge of these clouds. We'll add more in different spots as needed. My rag over here. But I want to soften that edge. Because I mean, think about it. A cloud rarely has a hard edge. I mean, it's a cloud. But we still colored this area even though I knew we were going to cover it up because we want that to kind of show through the cloud. Oh my gosh, my phone will not stop. I turned it off completely, but like I said, I need to be able to see if the kids message. Okay, so we can always add more to it when we go on, but we're going to keep working with this. Go for a walk now. Oh yes, don't freeze to the sidewalk. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more water here. It'd be nice if we ended up with snow, but I'll just take not in the 80s. That would be amazing. All right. Now, there is quite a bit of water on this paint that I put here, so you're definitely going to want to dry it before we do anything else to it. But for now, we're just kind of doing our cloud shape. Let's see. Okay, so add a little bit more water. And then we'll use our watercolor pencils over the top of this. We're going to use a tiny brush to go around the butterfly because I'm not getting rid of all of the black lines and I want it to stay consistent. We are going to have texture on it, so I don't mind putting a couple more layers on here. Hang on one second, guys. I need to check something that just came through. Okay, no, we're good. We're good, we're good. It was a message directly from one of my kids' teachers, and I was like, wait a minute, but it was just Thanksgiving info. Because today is their last day before Thanksgiving break. Okay, I'm covering it up a little bit. But it's okay. Like I said, we're still going to color on top of it. And you could cover it up if you wanted, especially if you're getting rid of the black lines on this page. But I did not get rid of all the black lines on the island, so I want to try and stay as consistent as possible. Okay, so now we're going to soften the edge on these just a little bit. So this is just water, and then I'll clean, and then we'll move it around just a bit. Right? Yeah, no, they're going to love it, especially when it's like holiday kind of thing, because, you know, there's lots of fun stuff planned, and I just love seeing the joy on, you know, on their faces when we do stuff. Let's bring some of this over into here, just so it stays kind of consistent. Once it dries, you can see like, okay, do I need to add more here? Do I need to add more there? However, I am seeing the paper start to buckle quite a bit, so now we're going to stop, and this is not how the cloud is going to look, you know, final in the end. We're just kind of, think of this as the base coat for the clouds. So, excited for Outlander to come out. Is that tonight, Leanne? I mean, I've been seeing it all over because I usually get stars briefly. But honestly, I don't want to rush it because I know this is the last season. So I think I'm going to wait until it's all out. Sounds good, Britt. Thanks for being here. Until it's all out and then binge watch the whole thing. Oh, but that means I'm going to need to unfollow the Outlander stuff online because they always show clips after. I just don't want it spoiled, but I also kind of just want to watch it all at once. I'm going to have to think on it. I didn't realize it was tonight, though. But yeah. Dang it. So I do want to see it, but I know it's the last season. I've read the books, so I know what happens. I'm really, really hoping that there's some aspects of the books that they don't put in the show, since they're kind of veering off what was traditionally in the books, especially like with Murtaugh and everything. Oh, are they releasing the whole season? Oh, snap. I might need to rethink that if they're releasing the whole season. Okay, that's still pretty wet. We're going to dry some on the back. Like I said, the key to using water medium in any coloring book is make sure you dry in between. Yeah, it's the second half of season 7. It's the last season with only 8 episodes. Oh, wait, there's one more after this? Oh. I don't know. I still kind of want to binge watch. Okay, I'm going to have to do some research. Also, because if I binge watch, then I only need to pay for 1 month of the streaming service. Because I'm cheap. Look, Christmas is coming, okay? Can't do unnecessary extras right now. Gotta make it holly jolly. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so we're gonna iron this real quick before we move on to our next cloud. Like I said, we want to be as kind and as gentle with our paper as possible, especially because I'm going to be using pencil over the top of where I painted. So it will, you know, wear on the paper a little bit more. So I just gotta be gentle. Okay. A little buckly still, but it'll be okay for now. Because the other thing is too, is if it's not all that buckled, then you'll be more likely to be able to get smooth kind of lines on it. And our music stopped because I didn't put it on repeat. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's zoom back in again. We're going to add our white to this lower cloud. Now this cloud is going to go behind. Oh, really? That might be worth it. Is it like a special that they're running right now? Okay. All right, so we're using that same white, and now we're going to shape this cloud. Like I said, I left kind of the general area that I wanted it to be without the blue, and then figured that we would add the edges and stuff, you know, once we added the white paint, which is what we're doing now. And because this is on the opposite side of these ones, we might let this one dry on its own while we work on the other side. So like I said, I want to get as far as possible today. Now, one of the things that we need to consider when we're adding, because we're going to be using the museums on here, is that both of these are water mediums and they both reactivate. So you'll need to be careful how much water you use to move around the pigment from your pencils. Ooh. Oh, thanks, Christine. That's not too bad. One at a time. They're not even like for the first release, releasing like, I don't know, 2. I hate it when they break up seasons. Can't handle it. Just don't even call it season 7. Call it season 8. Oh boy. Let's see, I continued it up here, so let's make sure we get that in. Okay. Not to mention this blue is going to stand out a lot more once we get this on. Let's see, let's bring this up just a little bit. It's going to go behind that. I'm doing lines here because I want to get it up against the mountain. Then we can do dab on the edge. Okay, do a little bit there. All right, we're going to leave that be. We're going to leave that be. Now we're going to go over here and let's see. Let's go top down so I don't get my hand in it. I'm going to spray this again real quick. Definitely don't have a paintbrush in my teeth. Because I'm classy like that. Yes, I was definitely one of those kids in school that chewed on her pencils because, you know, it's me. Okay, so we're getting a little bit of white here. Leanne, you're doing better than me. I thought for an entire year I was 27, when in reality I was only 26. I was thrilled when Steve informed me because he literally gave me back a year of my life. So much so that I had to call my mother because I didn't believe him. And I was like, wait a minute, how old am I? Because apparently I can't math. Okay. Right up next to that. So what I want to do for these little moths and butterflies is, and we may have to do paint on them so that we can get it over, right? So we can get it over that. But I want to do these little moths and butterflies to be the color scheme for those birds from Avatar, because that's what I've had in my head for these kinds of mountains the whole time. And I think that's why I thought that this was like moss versus water, because there's a lot of that like plant overhang on those floating mountains on that movie. Or if I'm painting, or even if I'm using my Apple Pencil, I'll definitely put it in my ponytail. If I'm wearing a clip like I am today, though, it's a little too hard to get that there, but... Yeah, see, these are coming out nice and white, and we're gonna work on adding that shading. So I'll definitely need to have my reference picture available. And honestly, you don't have to use my picture, use whatever cloud picture you want. But what I wanted for mine was to showcase those kind of darks and lights and really help to give the cloud some depth, rather than just, you know, white blobs on the page. Not that there's anything wrong with white blobs, but that's not my vision. I have a vision. It's so funny. My tummy is grumbling because I'm hungry, but I ate like an hour before stream. It was oatmeal. It's very filling. I don't know what's going on. I would say I'm a growing girl, but I stopped growing up and down, and now I'm just growing side to side. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and get this. Yeah. So this one, the inspiration for these is this. This is a picture of a cloud that I took one day when we were out driving. I just thought, that is a beautifully shaped cloud. Because that's what I do. I'm like, oh, look, pretty clouds. All right, so we're gonna dry these real quick before we add any more. I don't wanna give it buckling in too many spots. Oh, hang on, that was gonna go over. That was the whole reason why we did the moss. Hang on, we're gonna do that real quick before we dry it completely. So I'm gonna get this. There you go. This was going to go over the top of it. Oh, yes, I have it. It's the blue one, right? Yeah, I've got it on the shelf. I actually have one that I started, but I haven't been able to finish it, which I also have one in here I haven't been able to work on recently. I'm like, all right, it's just, I know I'm a broken record, but there's just not enough time. But yes, I have it, and it's super cute. It's super pretty, and it's on my list to finish. Okay. All right, so we're just thinning out this cloud portion here. It's going to dry lighter than it is, but this gives us, and I'll probably soften the edge of the clouds too, like I did here, but we'll know more about how it's going to look once it's dry. I'm also putting, oh, the pink one that just came out. No, I haven't. Which one? What's the one that I have now? It is the, oh, Shooting Star. That's the one I'm thinking about, Shooting Star. A little bit more. Yeah. Okay, now we're gonna dry this completely. Because this is already buckling quite a bit, and since we're gonna be adding more to here, I wanted to make sure that we don't damage the paper any more with moisture than it already is. And I thinned this out quite a bit, so you can see even as it's drying, we can still see kind of the ivory or the, you know, it's obviously not bright white paper, but you can still see the paper through it. And let's dry the back. Here, I'll zoom out so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I'm just drying it on that cloud area that was on the back. Same thing over here. And I don't just hold it to it. I like to move it around so it doesn't have concentrated heat on it. Ooh, the new Markova, yeah. If I can help it, I try not to set fire to my pages with intense heat gun heat. It's just a little bit damp, but it's dry enough to iron. So now we're gonna pop this on here. So we're just being very careful and gentle with our paper. Just take your time, build up your layers. If it's too much water, it will start to break down. So don't feel like you need to rush the clouds by any means. How are we doing on time anyway? 11:15 already. If we can get the background done, I will be happy. That is our goal for today. I just plugged this in before stream, so it was plenty warm and ready to go. Okay. Not 100%, but we will. Oh, you know what we should do too? We'll iron it on the back side as well, but it's dry for now. It's okay. Oh, Etsy, is it on Etsy too? Or does she have downloads available? I can't remember. Okay, so now we're gonna do this cloud and this cloud. So let's go ahead and zoom on in so you guys can see. And also, once we have our clouds and everything done, we can add the stars up top too, and I really think it'll help bring the vision of this page together. Okay, so now we're gonna do this one. Go over that blue just a bit. And I'm kind of going horizontal and out because if I go up and down, that's going to get the paintbrush under the paper. And although I have not fully succeeded, I try to not color transfer to the other pages. Cool. Give it that shape. Like I said, I'm not going for like perfect ovals, right? Oh, so you can have Etsy. Oh, perfect. Oh, thanks, Megan. Okay, so now let's do this bottom one. And actually, I'm going to go ahead. I felt okay doing this one because it was kind of lifted from the page, but we're going to go ahead and put this paper underneath for our cloud one so I don't just straight up get that white on there. Like I said, we're kind of emulating that cloud picture that I showed you, so I want to make sure we get a very shapely cloud. Is that a good way? Can clouds be shapely? It's not usually the term that's used with them, but yeah, you guys know what I mean. Oh, my hand's kind of covering. It's because I'm trying to hold down the paper where it's buckled. So what we're going to do is we are going to dry this on front, iron it on the front, and iron it on the back. Like I said, and I know I've said it multiple times already, but allowing your paper to survive watercolor when it's a coloring book, it's important to don't let it stay wet. Ah, thanks. Bought Fairy Miracles yesterday. Delivery in January. I think it was a book. It was Fairy Miracles. It was the third book. Oh, very cool. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and dry this now, and then we're going to iron it front and back. Then we're going to go in with our pencils and start adding our color and shape and everything. And then we'll activate the pencils. And then the last thing will be is we'll do the white touch-ups. So that was what we just did, was the shape of the clouds. Then we're going to bring in like the grays and probably mostly the grays. I don't know, maybe a little bit of blue, but not much. It's all good. Okay. So like I said, we just want to make sure this is completely dry before we iron it. Side. We can zoom out a little bit while we're doing all this. I feel like I should like be singing and dancing while I'm doing this. Entertainment. I never put my hands on it with the heat because although it would have to hold it there for a minute to burn it, not a good habit to put your hand in front of a heat gun. Technically, this is considered a mini heat gun because I guess other heat guns are used more in like, you know, stuff you'd have out in the shop, you know, construction of sorts. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and iron the front. Etsy on iMusic, it's only $16.99 with $11.99 for shipping. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So now we're just gonna take our time. We're gonna iron all of the clouds. We're gonna slow down. Obviously, you don't want to leave it just sitting there. Granted, this is a much, like it doesn't get as hot as a traditional iron, but especially if you're using like Prismacolors under this, it's a wax-based pencil. You could get, you know, little bits of Prismacolor on your iron, and then that could be hard to clean. You could smear it across the page. So just take your time, keep it moving, but don't just leave it there. We're going to do the back side too. Now this part that's buckling here, some of it can't be helped. One of the things that I did last night is even after I ironed this, what I did is I took some of these binder clips while it was still warm and I just very gently clipped it down so that it would kind of hold its shape overnight. All right, we're gonna, because you can see that it's, here, let me set this down real quick. There you go. You can see with the book itself, you can see that it's very curled. So when this is all done, I'll go over it with the iron. And in fact, we're gonna do 2 pages here so we don't transfer too much. When we're all done, we'll go over it with the iron again and then clip it down while it's still warm. I feel you on that one, Leanne. Especially with the holidays coming up and everything. Okay. Like I said, I have it on the other side so that I don't color transfer. But we're just gonna try and smooth this out a little bit more. I don't think it'll be 100% done until, you know, flat, until we can get a chance to hold it down once all of the coloring is done. Ah, there you go. That's a good example of how well this can work. You guys just saw how much it was curved before. Much better now. Much, much better. Okay, so we're gonna move our, I have the little iron sitting over here. We're gonna move our handy dandy iron out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna pull up my reference cloud picture. Again, you could look up any cloud picture. I'm not having this one sitting on screen because if my phone goes off, you guys will see the little, the little prompt. And if it's a message from the kids or whatever, I'd rather not dox that. So anyway, pull up any cloud picture that you want, that you like on Google. I'm going for a fluffy one with kind of shadows. So yeah. All right, well, we're gonna use our same blues that we've used here. Let's double check if there's any other grays we want to include. And no, there's not really. If we wanted to get real fancy, we could add a little bit of this, the primrose, but I don't know how much that will show up. We're not gonna use the white pencil because we're using our own regular white gouache. So I think what we'll start with is the Payne's Gray. So let's see, we're gonna work left to right here. Now, obviously with my reference picture, I don't have these exact cloud shapes. So I am just going to kind of wing it, but hopefully go with that kind of shape of the cloud afterwards. Okay, so on the bottom of these consistently, we have a little bit of this kind of shadow. So I'm going to use the shape that we already created. Okay. And like I said, I'm just kind of glancing at my reference photo so I can make sure, you know, see where you know, nature placed those shadows and just kind of roll with it. But we're going to start by creating this shadow underneath. Just checking the time. We're doing okay for time today. Okay. And although you can't see it much here, I am still going up and over to it because we'll be adding more white to it. Because obviously we need a little bit more than that. All right, so now let's go ahead and we're going to add some here. And then we're going to give it a little bit of shape this direction. Okay, let's see. It can be a little bit more jagged. It doesn't have to be smooth. Let's see, let's do a little bit there. Just trying to get it to look as natural as possible. Be consistent on your shadows. So for me, I'm putting them on the left-hand side. Okay, so let's see, let's do here. Because see where it's blank, now this is where we're going to start to create our own shadow. Okay, so, because what I'm doing, like with this one here, I'm looking at this area here. So we're going to have this really white spot, but then this part where it's overlapping. So that's what I'm kind of trying to shape it like. Let's see, we're going to do one there. There. And like I said, I don't want to go over these because we're going to give that, you know, bright colors when we are done. It reminds me a little bit, do you remember that Kendra something or other book where it's like doodles, but you add your own shapes to it? I feel like that's kind of what we're doing here. Okay, let's see. Let's do a little bit here. And once we smooth this out with water, I think it'll make a lot more sense. We're gonna add more along the bottom. Okay. Let's see, I'm gonna do one here. Sorry, I know I'm not talking as much. I'm kind of going into concentrate mode. There we go. A little bit more in there. Okay, let's go ahead and get this wet and we'll see what it looks like. Is this the brush I want to use? I might want to use a smaller brush. Let's do maybe this one. Yeah, this is a 0 round, I believe. Okay, now, when I activate this watercolor pencil, it's also going to reactivate the gouache, so it's something to keep in mind. All right, so we're gonna start with the bottom because that's the part I'm most curious to see. Okay. I don't want to drag too much of the gray where I don't want it, so I'm drying my paintbrush when I start to see that it's getting, you know, drug elsewhere. Okay. Here, like I said, I want it to be a soft transition, so we don't want a lot of these hard lines, but we want to give these clouds a little bit of body and depth. And like I said, if we don't finish this today, we will finish it tomorrow. Now, the question is, because this cloud's going to take us a little bit, with this one cloud, for those of you that are following along, Would this be enough to help you figure out your own clouds, or do you want me to do the rest of the clouds on stream? In fact, we're going to do a poll. We're going to do a quick poll. Okay. And you guys can let me know in there. So let's see, we need a poll. Okay. Rest of the clouds. Question mark. On stream. Off stream. Because I can finish these up. I will do my best to get them done, but that way we can actually for sure finish it up. But let me know, because I really want to be able to finish this page with you guys tomorrow. But I also know that these clouds aren't going to have the exact same shape as this cloud here. So things will go in different spots. Here. Like I said, this is all going to get smoothed out here. So we are just softening these edges at the moment. Oh, we got a 50% so far. All right. And you always want to wait for it to dry too, because although it may look one way, once it dries, you can have a better idea of what it's going to look like. So like right now, this line is way too hard of a line. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it takes a little bit to get those finished and all the technicalities that go along with it. This here, like I said, I want to smooth out those edges a bit, but that's the great thing about this white, because it reactivates. Got a little bit of water there. Where's my brush there? There it is. Oh no, that was the opposite. I smeared it. I made a mess, guys. Up there. I was trying to very gently get rid of the black, but we're just going to ignore that now. It doesn't exist. Okay. And I'll leave that poll up there for a little bit so everybody can get a chance to respond if they have a feeling about it one way or the other. Okay, so do you see how we're getting like the shapes for that cloud? It's starting to kind of come together a little bit. I'll zoom out here in a bit and I think you'll be able to see it a little bit better. And then we're going to be adding white on top of it as well, so that we can make sure we have those really bright white edges. It's Steve! Hi, Steve! We're painting a cloud. So like I said, that white is reactivating along with the gray, but it works out because we're able to blend these edges pretty well. It's Steve, he's super duper. Like I said, I'm consistently wanting to keep it darkest on the bottom, and then we bring in our extras along with it. In fact, let's zoom out a little bit so you can get a little bit better. Basically the same thing. Oh, that sounds riveting. I will take my painting. You can keep the budget reports. Just trying to smooth some of that out. We're definitely going to get some more white here. Thanks, Jeanette. I said, this isn't how it's going to look in the final. We will be touching this up some more. So first we shape the cloud. Now we're adding in our shadows. Then I think we'll add a little bit of primrose, and then we'll be going in with white again to kind of get the final density of the cloud. Like I said, I still want that brown to show through, but I do want more white. So let's go ahead, and I think rather than coloring on it, we're actually going to take the paint directly from the, directly from the pencil. So this is Primrose. We'll see how well it stands out. It's basically a very light kind of cream. Got a bit of water on it, but I'm trying not to do so much that it drips. Okay, yeah, that's good. We'll get a little bit of that. Let's pick up some of it. Just a little bit of that kind of cream color to indicate the light direction. Just a bit. I don't know if it makes too much of a difference. Okay, we might add some more like later on, but now we're gonna dry this. Like I said, dry in between. Pull my picture up again. I want to make sure I'm getting it close. It's not to where I want it to be yet. It looks like a little bit too bold to see. We need to add a few more like jagged edges to it to make it work like a cloud. And we're going to go a little bit more heavy-handed with the white as well. Okay, that should be good enough. All right, we're going to get our little handy-dandy white. Thanks, Della. Okay, and we've got, it is our number 4 round Winsor Newton Cotman brush. Okay, got some water in there already. We might add just a touch more. Okay. All right, so now we are going to add more. Now this may look differently when it dries, so I think to make our final shaping, we'll need to wait until this is completely dried. But what I'm doing right now is, if you see, and again, I got my fish in my mouth. There are some really, oh my gosh, you can't understand me like this. There are some really bright white points on this cloud, and so we want to make sure that we include those. See, and this is why I can't have a face cam on all the time, because like, you see me eating my pen or pencil half the time. So like I said, this will dry a little bit, not quite as solid as others. Okay. Definitely getting more white here. Sounds good, Kenny. Doing the dots for now. We'll move that around just a little bit, but for now I want to make sure we get this all around here. Okay. Let's see, let's do a little bit more there. We're going to add some more darkness to it, but we need to give it a little bit more of a white background to build on top of. Put some there. Then we're going to dry it. Then we're going to move things around again. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's okay for now. Said it's not done. Trust the process. Hi, Blue. How are you? Okay, we're going to give this a dry real quick. That should be good enough. All right, now we're just going to use some water. Okay. I'm going to soften the edges of some of these. I probably have a little bit more water on my brush than I would normally because I kind of want it to, which is kind of counterproductive to what I've been saying, but I do kind of want it to puddle just a little bit because it helps us get that nice soft edge, because obviously we're not doing pointillism with these clouds. So I just want to soften that edge just a bit, especially here where it's got such a dark background. So we're just smoothing that out just a bit. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's do this just a bit. Sorry, I'm looking at the picture and looking at this and trying to decide what I want to do. Okay, we're going to dry it again so we can see just how white everything is. Okay. Grab our water again. This is kind of where I start to slow down a little bit, because when I'm putting in tiny details of how I want something to look, yeah, it's really easy for me to like zone out and kind of just move things around until I'm happy with how it looks. Sorry, I'm like kind of making this up as I go along, and so like I know what I want it to look like in my head, but it's just a matter of shifting everything till I get to that point where I'm happy with it. Am I happy with that? I think Primrose. Well, currently, we got some pretty wispy stuff going on outside right now. Let's do, I feel like that yellow is going to be too yellow. Let's go ahead and go with the Primrose again. Okay, we're going to take it directly from the pencil. So I feel like that would give it more depth if I gave it just a little bit more. Is that going to stand out though? Yeah, a little bit. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can see it. And again, you could like scribble this on like one of the Caran palettes. I just find this easier. Granted, if you color with it while the lead is still wet, you definitely could snap the lead. But I usually just make sure to let it dry quite a bit before I start using it for this purpose. Okay, I'm gonna leave that one for now because I'm semi-happy with it, but not 100%. I may adjust it as we get the other clouds done. So let's come down and do this one. This one should be completely dried. So we're gonna grab our Payne's Gray and we're gonna start out the same way we did the other one, and we are going to pop in our shadows. I don't wanna do the traditional like just a bunch of lumps either, so that's why I want to get some of these irregular shapes in as much as I can. Now this cloud isn't going to go over it, this is going behind the island. Plus, it's giving this extra time to dry because I can still feel, sometimes if the paper freezes cold, that tells you that it's still wet. Like I said, I'm not copying any cloud exactly. I'm just looking at my reference one for like, okay, whereabouts did it place its shadows and how is that working? How could I translate that? How could I make it work for the cloud that I'm working on? Let's see, that I think is going to be shaded all the way. Left side, obviously going to be darker. And I'm not really putting any shade here because the cloud may be, you know, further back. It's not like this island is casting any shadow on the cloud. I mean, it could be if it was really close, but I'm imagining that it's much further back. Okay, gonna include here. Let's see. I'm going to continue that there. All right, so now we're going to activate that. Thanks, butterflies. See, but even me, like, I'm looking at this, I can be like, something about this isn't quite right. Like, I'm not happy with it yet. So that's why when I get to the point where I find I'm going around in circles and kind of repetitive in my head, I take a break, move on to a different object. So in this case, another cloud. And then I can usually get a little bit better vision on what I'm trying to do once I have all the clouds done. It's easier. It's kind of like the equivalent of stepping away from your paper, which I kind of can do already because all I have to do is look at the computer screen because you guys see it much further away than I do. And like I said, right now we're just kind of spreading out where we have our shadows, and then we're going to add more white to this. Oh, I heard about some of those. Wasn't there some in Washington? Oh, wait, aren't you up in that area? It's hard to remember where everybody's from. But yeah, I saw a few videos on that. Those are crazy. It's like they're just kind of hopping all over the place. Be curious to know, like, what causes them. Like, what in the atmosphere causes those to happen? Ah, okay, yep. Yeah, that's where I was seeing reports of those. Oh, gosh, yeah. Be safe. Stay safe. Hunker down. But it's like, how can you even prepare for those? Especially when they're like, just kind of like, surprise! And you're like, oh, that's not fun. Thanks for that. Okay, let's see. What's the poll say? Oh, snap. That's pretty close. 31 votes. Ooh, that's really close. Okay, we're gonna leave it up for a little while. Because that's really close. We should give it some extra time to vote if people have an opinion. I mean, either way, we are going to be streaming tomorrow because there's no way we're finishing this today. But I also know that it's not cookie cutter. I'm not doing the exact same thing with every cloud. Let's see. Let's get a little bit of this and put it right up here. Just a skosh. Yeah, I'm liking that. And it'll help it pop even more when we have the rest of the islands done. All right, we're gonna dry this real quick. See, and I see parts on the sky that I want to touch up after the clouds are done as well. So I definitely like go back and forth a lot. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, butterflies. Yeah, this is definitely something that you can utilize for Christmas stuff. You're good, Della. Half the time I forget to look up. I mean, earlier today, how much chat did I miss? I missed a lot. It wasn't on purpose, I promise. All right, let's get a little bit more of our white now. And let's actually go with our smaller brush. Okay, so my phone went to sleep here. I want to see my reference picture. Okay, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more. You can see. Oh, thank you. Lots of layers and lots of humming and hawing and my tongue sticking out while I'm thinking too hard about my cloud shapes. But honestly, it wasn't until I started like photographing cool clouds I realized I was just like, oh, there's a lot more to them than just, you know, piles of cotton in the sky. And I'm just using water for just a sec because I want to try and blend this through. We can always add more of the darker stuff later. Kind of dabbing at the moment. I want to make sure we get some of this bright white in here. Smooth that out. And that's the great thing about like gouache and like basically this white gouache is creating more layers that you can put the watercolor pencils on top of. So I love that it makes it so that you can layer with it. I think it makes it just immensely easier. Because with watercolor, once that's down, like you can't escape. It's down and it's staying down, short of making it darker. And so I feel like the gouache kind of opens up that freedom for you. Oh, this is, so the container is from Diamond Paintings. It's just that wax container, but I kidnapped it and used it for the paint. And then the paint that we're using is the Winsor & Newton designer gouache permanent white. And so, yeah, this is just an old wax container from a diamond painting that I snatched. Oh, nice, Kenny. That's awesome then. Loads of reference pictures. But yeah, I wanted something with a lid that was just small I could keep on my desk. Oh, thank you, Kenny. Oh, you're sweet. See, my instinct is just to cover the island slightly, but I've said from the beginning, this one is behind it, not in front of it. So I'm trying to stay consistent with that. Okay, so I'm gonna clean the brush and I'm gonna smooth some of these edges. And I think we'll go back with some of the Payne's Gray as well, because I don't want it to seem like it's a line drawing, but I also don't want to lose some of this shadow. Thanks. And the nice thing is because I put a layer of this gouache down, it makes this watercolor even more reworkable. Okay, we're gonna leave that for a second. Okay, we're gonna give it a quick dry. I've been trying to make sure I put the lid back on this when I use the heat gun, so it, oh, thanks, Jeanette. So it doesn't dry out when I'm using the heat gun. So let's zoom out a little bit, okay. And I know Words on Stream has been a little funky lately, but I really just want to get as much painting as done as possible. So we probably won't do words today. I'm going to prioritize getting this one done. Because like I said, I know that there are a few of you that are following along, and I don't want to leave you hanging. Sounds good, Angela. Yeah, I don't want to leave those of you that are following along hanging to say, oh, too late, time turned it in, we didn't finish it. I feel really bad. Okay, so now we're going to use more of the Payne's Gray. Okay, and we're going to do directly pencil to brush here. again, you can use a palette if you want to. I am just kind of rolling with it here. Kind of reactivating some of that white. And like I said, drying in between also allows you to realize, because it's not going to look exactly the same as it is when it's wet versus when it's dried. Sometimes it'll be a little bit lighter than you intend. So drying in between can help you gauge more how it's looking and how you want to change it. If you're happy with the way it looks, if you're happy with the cloud and know it, clean your brush. No worries, no worries. You can always watch it back. It'll be available. Yes, absolutely. Okay. Here. This side is darker because I'm trying to make the left side of the paintings be where a lot of the shadow is. So it kind of works for this. Ooh, there we go. You see how this is darker and lighter? I'm liking that. I think it's because we need to not have such uniform grays on the cloud. So not all the same, and I think it will help a lot. But again, I do want to have soft edges, nothing hard. Let's see how many. Ooh, on stream. All right, how many votes we got? We got 35 votes. I was reading the wrong thing. All right, cool. We'll finish it all on stream. Like I said, we're going to get it done. When we come back, then we'll just need to do these clouds and then the rest of this. And since Steve will be here with the kids, I'll be able to, you know, I'll probably go a little bit earlier so we can be sure to get it all done. Also true. So yeah, looking now, that makes a lot of sense. So having not all the same gray, not all evenly dark, or evenly, you know, same level of gray. And you don't even have to do all gray. You could add blues. Heck, you could add pinks, especially if you're like doing a sunset. I almost thought about that, thinking like a slight sunset coming from the bottom. I'm like, we've already got kind of our sky mapped out. I don't want to overcomplicate it. Right? Yeah, and I put a little bit of primrose on here, but it's not translating well on the screen. So I may add more later. Move that around. And it's like, I know how I want it to look, but up until now, like with the different levels of gray, like I couldn't quite visualize it. But when I'm kind of moving things around, sometimes I stumble upon what it is that I'm looking for. I'm like, ah, yes, that's what I was trying to do. That makes so much more sense. Don't stop and watch stream until yours finished. Oh no! Yeah, clouds can be rough. And I mean, I'm still learning as I go along. Like I said, this whole my brain was not braining that I needed to make the grays look a little bit different. And now I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of clicked. So yeah, I'm still kind of definitely making it up as I go along, but it's like, I know what I want it to look like in my head, but will I actually be able to? That's a good question. Okay. Yeah, I'm happier with that. So we're gonna come over and kind of fix this top one now. So we want to do some shade variation here. And I'm just using the pencil just like this. Ah, that's fair. I'm not gonna lie, I have been falling in love with paint lately. That's the other thing. On top of the things I want to do for the holidays, I also have more paintings that I want to do that I've got like sketched out and ready to start, but they're just... Time does not exist in this reality. Too many projects, just not enough time. And the funny thing is I initially wasn't even planning on doing a background. But it just sort of happened. It really does. Ooh, Kim. Almost there for another tassel. Let's see. Let's do it there. Go. All right, it's coming along now. I'm feeling better about this. Yeah, oh, yeah, super fun. Which gouache did you get? I love it so much. Like, I can't believe I did not find it sooner. Like, find? Not find it. Find. There's a D in that word. Oh my gosh. I swear, I just get tongue-tied when I talk for like 2 hours straight. Oh, awesome. The one you're using. Perfect. Yeah, those, it's fabulous. I love it. So much. Well, I don't know. I had a ton of stuff going on too. And so there were a number of them that I've had to cancel. I know it's been like more lately, but life, man. Kids get older. Things get complicated. Appointments out the wazoo. I mean, even Johanna and I, like, we're struggling to find a time that works for both of us. It's just hard to schedule sometimes. Okay, I'm liking how that's looking. Absolutely. Yeah, most definitely I would. Especially when there's gouache underneath, it makes it so that you can rework it. Okay, so we may still add a little bit more white fluffiness like to here. I feel like it needs to come up here. But, so here's the plan. We're going to go live tomorrow. I'll probably do it at 9 so we can have a solid 3 hours to get everything done. So the plan is, add any finishing touches to these ones. Like I said, I kind of want to change the shape of this one just a little bit. And then we'll do these 3 clouds. We'll touch up the background. And then we'll do this. It'll be a jam-packed 3 hours. Like, I'm going to jump right in and like not too many announcements so that we can get this done. And then we can all submit it to the contest. Yes, time zones, absolutely. Yeah, she's like 6 hours ahead of me. Thanks, Mona. And Mona, I just realized, you know what I didn't do? Mona. There you go. Anyway, all right. Well, we're going to leave it here. I need to go get some lunch and get ready to do some things before I got to go get the kids. What time tomorrow? Probably 9 a.m. my time. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'll take a picture of this and get it scheduled. But yeah, I'm thinking, you're welcome. I'm thinking 9 a.m. My time, and then we'll go for like 3 hours, and then Renee streams at noon. So that'll give us plenty of time to get this all done. We're going to power through. We're going to get done. We will finish it. Along with, I need to finish, where is it? Hang on. Aha, this one. I need to finish this one too. So, but I'm liking where this is going. All right, everyone, have a great evening. I'll see you tomorrow morning. We'll be back. We'll finish this page, all right? Okay, everyone, thanks for being here. I'll chat with you later. Bye.